Welcome to the July edition of the OpenLineage monthly meeting. Giving a few minutes for folks to show up. In particular, I'm waiting for Alexandre, who's speaking to the aim. Here we go. I just have to mention his name.
His ears were burning.
Yeah. Okay, I think we have quorum. So, hello everyone. Welcome to the July edition of the OpenLineage monthly meeting. As usual, reminder that this call is recorded. If you don't wish to be recorded, you will have to leave the meeting. The notes, the recording are posted after on the wiki, on the OpenLineage wiki hosted by the LFAI and Data. So if you miss one of the meetings, or if you want to catch up, you can see them. We start the meeting by going around the room, and we ask everyone to do a quick introduction, just state your name, where you work, and if there's any topic or something you want to be talked, and at the end of the meeting with an open discussion, so we can add items to the agenda if there's something you need to be discussed or an answer to a question. If you just want to be a fly on the wall and just listen, that's also okay. No pressure, you don't need to have something to discuss. So I'll call people in order that they appear on my screen. And so today I'd start with Michael.
Hi, everyone. Michael Robinson. I'm an astronomer. I'm on the community team, and I coordinate these meetings. And today I'm here to talk briefly about a couple recent releases.
Second on my screen is myself, so I introduce myself. I'm Julien. I'm Chief Architect at Astronomer, and I'm the lead for the OpenLineage project. And today I'm going to talk about the couple of announcements we have. Next on my screen is Jens.
Thank you, Julien. Hey, this is Jens. I work for Google on GCP. My team is building the lineage capability that you see in BigQuery now and on Dataplex as well. I'm here to listen in and learn a bit. Thank you.
Welcome. Next is Julien.
Hi, my name is Julien. I am at Astronomer. I'm a product manager working on developer experience and data observability.
I guess I'll go next. So I'm Harel. I'm an engineering director at Astronomer, and I'm working on developer experience and data observability, surprisingly. I've been involved with Marquez and OpenLineage for quite some time. Looking forward to the call today.
Anirudh.
Hi, everyone. My name is Anirudh. I'm currently a data engineer at Grab. I'm just here to listen in. Yep.
Jakub.
Hey, I'm Kuba. I'm a software engineer in Getting Data, also a OpenLineage contributor, and mostly listening today.
Alex.
Hi everyone, I'm Alexandre Bergere, VP Data of DataGalaxy, and I'm glad to be with you today.
Thank you. We're looking forward to hear you talk about your experience.
Yeah, thanks.
Ernie.
Hi, Ernie Ostick here, Manta Software. We specialize in lineage, and we are consuming OpenLineage and looking at ways that we could also emit OpenLineage.
Nice. Mandy.
Hello, everybody. I'm Mandy Chessel. I am the lead for the Agera project, as well as a contributor to OpenLineage. And I'm focused on keeping up with OpenLineage because Agera is both a consumer and a producer of the OpenLineage events.
And that's it. Thank you, everyone. So the next slide, we just have a quick reminder of the means of communication for OpenLineage. So the meeting page, you can sign up and get invited. So that's a great way. You can click a button and get on the invite. So you are reminded in your calendar that those meetings have happened if you're interested. Slack is the main way we communicate in between those meetings. So it's the best place to ask questions or to suggest things or and so on. The mailing list mainly gets announcements on new release or the survey or things like that. On the wiki, you'll find the notes of those meetings, and on Twitter, LinkedIn, we mainly make announcements, and the YouTube channel has the recording for this meeting, and you find us on Mastodon. So now, so today I'll go through the announcements and the updates. Then Michael will talk about the recent release. And Alex, after that, Alex will go through his demo. And you're welcome to bring up any discussion items you are interested in seeing. So on the announcement, our first ecosystem survey is out. Thanks again to Michael. To see that, you can find it on the OpenLineage website. It's on the main page. You can follow the ecosystem survey information. There's also a bit.ly link at ecosystem_survey. So you can find it. It helps us understand how people consume, produce OpenLineage, what's missing, what they're interested in seeing, and just generally informs prioritization for the project. Next, we also have a newsletter, also thanks to Michael. Thank you. That carries, if you want to keep in touch with what's new, or new releases, upcoming meetups, and so on, things we talk about this meeting, but you can have information in written form in your newsletters. You should sign up. It's also on the OpenLineage on the main page. You can sign up for it, and there's an OL_news bit.ly link that you can find. For example, recently we had a great OpenLineage meetup hosted by Colibra in New York, and Sherry is not here today, but thank you to her to host the meetup. And we had another meetup on the same month in San Francisco, hosted by Astronomer, that we made coincide with the Data and AI Summit, which is a big Databricks conference in San Francisco. So we are going to keep trying to collocate meetups with conferences because that's a good opportunity. People are already traveling to get some face-to-face time and have great discussion. So they're good attendance. And there's an upcoming meetup. So right now we're planning to add one collocated with the Airflow Summit, which is in Toronto in September. So this is still being organized. So keep keep in sync with us if you want to attend. You can check on the website if you want information. We'll post there when it's officially scheduled. So if you're traveling to the Airflow Summit, there'd be a good opportunity to meet and talk about evolution of the spec or things that to improve or to add to OpenLineage. Any questions? On that, I'll just let Michael talk about the recent releases that we had.
Thanks, Julien. Yeah, I'm just going to hit some highlights here just briefly, starting with 0.28.0, where we got the addition of, excuse me, launch capability with the Databricks profile. And then in 0.29.2, some key removals that you should know about. We removed the Golang proxy, which was unused, and we upgraded the minimum supported Python version because 3.7 is at end of life. Thanks to all our contributors, and check out the GitHub repo for more details about these and other releases.
Okay. So on that, I'll let Alex take. So do you want the screen, Alex?
Yeah, I will show some stuff.
There you go.
Yeah.
But yeah, and the rest of the meeting is going to be in French. So prepare your babel fish.
You will be the only one to understand, so I will keep it in English. Can you see my screen?
Yep.
Yeah, great. I just want to, yeah, I just prepare some slide to give the context, and after I will show you a demo. So I'm working at DataGalaxy, which is a data catalog solution. We do like basic data catalog all do. So we have the scat bar for all our connector, the manage bar, well, like business and tech people are sharing all their knowledge, and the share bar with all our connector for like Slack, Teams, Confluence, and so on. But I will go further about DataGalaxy when we show you a demo about our connector. So actually we have two use cases in DataGalaxy about OpenLineage. We learned about it like 8 months ago. It was Julien, one of our PM, who discovered OpenLineage. So when we discovered OpenLineage, we wanted to have a connector for it because some of our clients was using it. But at the same time, we were developing an observability tool for our Python script, just to know like how many time our workflow took in our client sides, how like number of rows every table go up every day and stuff like that. So we were working on a kind of internal product in order to make this observability happen. And when we discover OpenLineage, we decide to use OpenLineage as our main observability tool for all our data pipeline. So we have two use cases through OpenLineage. The first one is our internal use case. That's what I'm going to show you today and share with you how we are using OpenLineage internally. And the second, the other stuff, it's our OpenLineage connector. So as a data catalog, we propose the OpenLineage connector. For now, it's in beta, but we had our tech summit months ago, and Julien was there in order to present OpenLineage. And we present the beta of our connector. So I think at the end of the summer, we can come back to the monthly meeting in order to show you our OpenLineage connector. So, but for today, I'm just going to show you how we use internally OpenLineage into our different data workflow. So just to give you a little context, We are using OpenLineage in 2 different projects. The first one, it's a project and a SaaS solution we have called DataGalaxy Observability, before named DataRedKite, with a solution about observability through DataGalaxy. So we have information about user activities through data lake urbanization. It's work on Azure and AWS. And the particularity of it, it's all our SaaS solution on the client side. So we have a Databricks storage account or bucket S3 deploying on the client side, and we just receive information in our part, like a observability metric, like OpenLineage information, and we put back information through DataGalaxy, which is our data catalog. So we are using OpenLineage in order to check the health of all our solution deployed in our different client environment. We decide to use a JSON file in order to receive the information, and through the JSON file, we push it back to Marquez afterward. We choose to send information through JSON because first we are using Marquez, but because our connector is going to be GA at the end of the summer, we are migrating from Marquez to DataGalaxy in order to check our different data workflow. So that's why we are asking our client to push files through our system, so we can like check all metrics about our solution. And the second use case, we're using OpenLineage. It's our own data centralization solution. So because we are a SaaS company, we have hundreds of different instances in different cloud providers, and all our data are centralized like a normal like lakehouse pattern. And we are using OpenLineage in order to have observability in all our internal centralized ecosystem. So it's a simple like lakehouse pattern. So we are using bronze, silver, gold pattern with Databricks on the top, and all our scripts are in PySpark, and we are using OpenLineage in order to know the health of our different pipelines. So I'm going to show you 2 abstracts we are using in OpenLineage because one of the big challenges we have, we have a very small data team. For a while, it was just me for all the data team. And after we have like junior ones, and in order to simplify how they work, we make some abstract for them. So we have a global layer, who I'm going to show you, with like abstracts the OpenLineage library for all the company. And we have another abstract for the applicative layers that we built, the one in observability and the one in the data centralization part. So I'm just going to show you how we like abstract the different information in order to help our young developer to have OpenLineage everywhere in the different tasks or different workflows. So they don't have to do almost anything because we abstract all the library for them. Yeah, so I'm just going to go deep into the 2 libraries we use. The first one is libmetric-lineage, and the second one is the applicative layer part. And I'm going to show you the observability part on how we use it in our different tasks. I'm already like launched a market application. So what I did, I will show you after the demo, but I just get some OpenLineage output files from our dev environment So I choose just some files, and I just put it directly with a curl into Marquez in order to show you what's the result at the end. So the first abstraction we have, it's what we call metric lineage. It's an abstraction in order to simplify the way we are using OpenLineage. So we are using the metric lines inside, and we had two steps. The first one, what we need a file transport method in order to push all output from OpenLineage to files. Nowadays, there is no file transport method, but I'm working with Jakub in order to put this part back to the community. And I have a pair open in order to put the file transport directly through OpenLineage. So this part is going to be on directly on the open source part, so it will be useless afterward to use it. But the other part we do, we abstract the OpenLineage method in order to create directly all the different methods we are using. So we have an executable task using from the workflow and task. And what we are doing is just rewriting the start, complete, and fail for our developers, so they can just call start, complete, and fail. And we already init everything for them. So we are calling the random events for them, so they don't have to know how to use OpenLineage. They are just using our library, which is more simpler for them. And we add some exception that because we are defining a workflow and task and everything works on Databricks, the parent is defined and it can leave a task we cannot live without a parent. So a Databricks task cannot live without a Databricks workflow. So we are creating some exception in order to have all time what we want through our workflow. So that's just the first library we are using, and we are going to add more feature after, depending on the data engineer needs. And we have a second library. So this library is an applicative library. So in each project, we are using another libraries in order to adapt OpenLineage through our different workflow. So basically, if I take just a very simple task we have, our developer are just the only stuff they do, it's setting the task. So it starts all the flow for them, and they just have to give us the name of the task, the only stuff we ask, because the parent run ID, it's a run ID generated by Databricks. So it's a run ID Databricks automatically create every time you run a workflow. And because it's not UID4, we transform it in order to map the run ID, the needed run ID. So we already give it for them. So they just start the task. The only step they need to do is that. And after, they have to give it back the source and the target. And I'm going to show you that we did some stuff in order to help them to make it simpler. And they just have to complete the task, and or if it's work, or fail the task if it's not. So they just have to give us the table name, the mount point. If it's a data table, we have three kind of data source. It's delta tables, bucket Estra file, and storage account on Azure. So what we are doing for them, we are just make it simple for them. So the only stuff they are using, it's set task. And what we are doing here, we are just using some information we have in our context, like the customer name, the path we have stored in our environment. We instantiate the metric, the run ID we are doing here. And the run ID is the Databricks run ID workflow. And we create two data sets for them. One is Delta, the other one is storage. And what we are doing, if it's Delta, we just getting the rows inside for them. And if it's S3 bucket or storage account, we are getting the number of size of the files and the number of files there is in the specific folder they are going to ingest. So we have two methods they need to call. It's set for workflow, who is going to start the first workflow, and set task, who is going to set a task and is going to get back the workflow with the run ID, which is Databricks workflow run ID. So that's the only stuff they have to call. And in order to simplify how they move their task, we have always two tasks. The first one is start workflow, what's here, which just starting the workflow. It's the first task they call, and stop workflow, and it just stops the workflow. And all the tasks they are putting back are in the middle. And so I'm just going to quickly show you one of our Databricks workflow and how it shows on markers. Yeah, so we are mostly working just with Databricks. So this is our task, like our workflow, and we always have a start metric monitoring and stop metric monitoring at the end, which is just to start the workflow, and after they can add their task in the middle. And we always have an export metric monitoring, which is getting all the JSON file from our file transport class and sending them back to one of our storage accounts. So this is for the observability part. So because our SaaS solution is on the client part, this part make possible to send back all the files we need in order to check the health of our solution. And yeah, and for the one who are familiar with Databricks, we are using the parent run ID attribute that you can use, and that's unique run ID through one workflow using by Databricks. So that's how we convert that to the OpenLineage run ID in order to have the same for all our tasks. And when we push that back to Marquez, yeah, over here, so we have our lineage back. So the same workflow I showed you. We have all our bucket STR file here. We have our different information. So I put just two run here for the demo, because I couldn't really use our environment test. So I kind of create fake one for the demonstration. And during the run, yeah, for example, if I take this delta table, we have the size and the word count. So we can, like, through markers, we're using the tool in order to know, like, if all our jobs are succeed. And we are analyze how, like, our workflow works. So through the different augmentation of the row count, the size, how many, like, time or task or workflow takes. So we are using the tool in order, like, to follow up all our SaaS solution through our different clients. Yeah, I think, yeah, I took like 10 minutes But yeah, that was the demo I want to show you today. It's how we are using OpenLineage in DataGalaxy. And at the end of the summer, I could show you how all this information, we are going to move in all this information through DataGalaxy, through our DataGalaxy OpenLineage connectors. So it will be the second part on how we are now using OpenLineage through our own solution called DataGalaxy.
Awesome. Thank you very much, Alex.
Yeah, you're welcome.
Any questions? Ernie, you're muted.
Yeah, thanks. Great job, Alex. I'm wondering, have you gotten any pushback from developers about, implementing the set task and telling you about the status? I mean, the way you've done it makes it almost painless, but I'm just wondering if developers had any particular feedback for you on that.
Well, first, we made less stuff for them. Like we asked them to. It's like the second or third interaction we made about this library, because first we asked them to create their own statistic, and it was kind of painless for them to do it. So we abstract all we can for them, and now they are kind of pretty happy. But because they are junior, we are pushing back so they can understand the layer and the root. And like our first goal was to use it quickly, so all developer can adjust this set task to all their different tasks. So it was very easy for them. But now our next step, it's to make understand the underwood layer to all our developer, so they can by themselves make live like our library. But for now, they are kind of happy because they don't have a lot of stuff to do. So it's kind of painless for them.
Any other question? Oh, yeah.
So just to follow up on that, would you say that one solution has been lessening the testing load?
Sorry. So sorry.
Sorry, would you say that one thing that OpenLineage has done for you is lessen the burden of testing?
Yeah, totally. And it's helping us like knowing if our job are healthy, and if there is an issue, we can go deeper as the log from the client, and it's help us like to check everything right.
Thank you.
Okay, last call for questions. Thank you very much, Alex. That was very in-depth walkthrough the usage. I'm looking forward to hear more about the DataGalaxy OpenLineage integration.
Yeah, sure. Pleasure. Thank you.
You're welcome. So on that, the next item is the open discussion. We didn't have any specific discussion items today. I have one topic actually I wanted to bring up in the discussion. Is there, in the open discussion, is there anything that people wanted to talk about?
Oh, sorry. Go on.
Sorry, yeah.
I was just going to say, is there any update on the work to support design lineage?
Oh, right. So we can talk about that. Yes. Go ahead.
I was just going to ask, like, is there also any updates on supporting merge into command for Spark for column lineage?
So unfortunately, Pavel is not here. Okay, that's and maybe
I'm looking at the merge into PRs, so I'll get back to you on that in a second if you want to start with the first item.
That sounds great. That sounds great. I was going to ask you, Harel, you probably know about the progress of this. So progress on the design lineage. So we made a proposal, and so let me start with that. Actually, the topic I want to talk about is related. So we've been calling that more static lineage as well in OpenLineage. So the proposal in OpenLineage has been approved, and so if we look in the proposals, and I look at the static lineage proposal, so it's been approved. Pavel, who's one of the contributors to OpenLineage, has been working on the implementation. So there's been a PR on the OpenLineage side to modify the spec and add the events for dataset event and job events. You can go look at the static lineage proposal for details. There is also a pull request open on Marquez to make sure those new events will be supported. Those two are not released yet, but we've been working on finalizing the last details to be able to release those. And we love to work with people who want to start using those static lineage events. One small addition, actually, so there was a comment on one of those specs at some point asking if there's a delete option. And actually, this is something that's missing to the spec. So one thing I've prepared is a delete. How do you delete a facet? So a good example of this is, let's say you define who's the owner of a data set. And so you can update this information. So you can send a new facet to say, oh, this is the new owner. And so I started, so in this document, I've just started yesterday. I was giving examples. So let's say you have a facet on the data set, you define the owner, and then you can send a new facet in a new update that says the new owner is Pavel, for example. But then you cannot remove this facet. You can say, well, there's no owner, or we don't know who the owner is anymore. And so the proposal, and I'm going to open a PR to the OpenLineage proposal to get feedback is, let me share this document in the chat here. But really, this was just my working document to open a PR and then make sure it's available, is to add something when you can just say, and now the owner facet is deleted, right, with a deleted true contents. And this is a proposal on how to add this to the spec. To say you can either send a facet or the deleted facet, which is deleted true. So that would be how you delete it. So there's kind of a small addition to the existing spec, and I'm going to put this. I worked on that yesterday. We had feedback and several. I think one of you might be Ernie. I actually don't remember who put the comments, and I wasn't able to find it. But I know someone brought up that maybe we need to be able to delete those events. So I'm prepared that this week to open a PR and propose that to the community.
Mm-hmm. So why do we have a deleted facet rather than just owner with an empty content? For checking.
Yes. So So the thing is, if we put, if each facet allows an empty state or something, we can enforce that each facet needs to handle this special case of being able to say, there's not this information. When this allows to have like, to simplify the schemas, or the schemas to be more constraining by not having to allow an empty information in them, in their respective schema. So that's good feedback, right? And feel free to comment also on PR. So this is my proposed solution. I think I've seen doing this is kind of explicit way of
you don't get a
deleting the facet.
mistake. Yeah, you don't get a mistake that it gets
Exactly.
deleted if someone doesn't fill it out properly.
So it's either you put a valid facet or you put the deleted true. And so there's kind of, you can't, that makes it easier to make a schema for the proper metadata facet that doesn't allow empty state or like you missing information inadvertently.
Yeah. So when would you recommend I started looking at this to put this into Ageria? When's a good time?
So soon, actually. Harel, who's in the meeting, has been pushing so that we make progress on this.
Yeah.
And so this is a small thing that we need to add. I think Harel, I think Pavel specifically have been working on that. So if it should be probably in the next release of OpenLineage, and if not, the following one.
Okay, all right. So in a month or so, I should be doing this. Okay, that's good to have. That's helpful. Thanks.
Harel, I see you unmuting and remuting yourself. Is it?
Oh, yes. Oh, I was going to comment. Yeah, we do expect it to happen in the next release, the next monthly release. So within, hopefully, if everything goes according to plan, then within 2 weeks. So by the end of the month, that will be out.
Great. Any other question on the design static lineage? Okay, so on updates on supporting merge into in Spark for column lineage.
Yeah. So I just pasted the PR for this. So this is actually pretty close to done, just waiting on some reviews. So if anyone wants to go in and provide feedback, that's very welcome. Just because it's summer, we have quite a few folks on vacation, so reviews are taking a bit longer. But we're pretty close to getting this done. So this is the PR to add column lineage for merge into for delta tables. And there is another PR, corresponding PR to add this for iceberg tables as well. But the delta PR is a bit more advanced than the iceberg one for now. Anyway, does that answer your question? So we're close, but not fully done there.
Yeah, got it. And is this something that we can expect in the next release?
Yes, I think so. Pretty confident.
Right. Sure. Yep. Thank you.
Okay. Is there anything else that people wanted to learn about or suggest? Okay. The other thing that is in progress is finalizing the AIP 53, which is moving the OpenLineage Airflow integration into Airflow proper. And this is almost done as well.
Yeah, I will also highlight, I know he's not on the call, but I want to congratulate Bache, who's a big contributor in OpenLineage, and Marquez on being a contributor to Airflow as well as part of this AIP work.
Oh yeah, he's been voted in as a committer to Airflow, which is great. Okay, If we don't, oh yeah, and thank you, Michael. Yeah, Jakub has been working a lot on the AIP 53 in Airflow. So thank you for all the contributions. So if there's no other topic for today, we can end the meeting now. And any other things anyone would want to mention? Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you all on the Slack in between the meeting and otherwise next month. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.